If you haven't already, make sure to watch my previous video on falling asleep in under 4 minutes. This video will be the second part, which is the step-by-step guide to resetting your sleep schedule. Right now, you've been a victim of the lies that the modern world tells you about sleep. You believe that being in bed for 8 hours is the optimal amount. You believe that waking up at 5 a.m. every day will make you productive. You believe that the more sleep you get, the less tired you'll feel during the day. That's all wrong. Resetting your sleep schedule, in other words, going to bed and waking up at the same time every day for the rest of your life, is the only way to ensure quality sleep. Now, let me ask you a question. If I go to bed at midnight and wake up at 8 a.m., how many hours of sleep did I get? It's definitely not 8. It's probably more likely around 7, or maybe even less. The thing is, the average number of times a person wakes up during the night is 6, meaning that you wake up 6 times during the night, but you don't even remember. The reason for this is that we go through different cycles of sleep during the night. You've probably heard terms like REM sleep and deep sleep being thrown around. When we go through these cycles, our sleep dips from light to deep states multiple times, and this may cause us to wake up before entering a new cycle. If you're a light sleeper like I am, you might even wake up more than 6 times per night, which hinders the quality of your sleep. Going back to the example I gave of going to bed at midnight and waking up at 8, this doesn't even factor the amount of time it takes to fall asleep. Let's say it takes you 30 minutes to fall asleep, and during the night you wake up for a total of 30 minutes. Now, you're only at 7 hours of sleep, which is not ideal. This leads me to the 3-step process to resetting your sleep schedule. Make sure to write these steps down. Step 1 is to go to bed 1 hour earlier than you normally would to account for the proper amount of sleep you should be getting. For example, to get the optimal 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep while still getting up at 7 a.m., you would need to go to bed at 10 p.m. This equates to 9 hours in bed, but chances are you're only going to be asleep for closer to 8. Pick a reasonable time that you would want to wake up for the rest of your life and subtract 9 hours from that time to find out what time you should be going to bed. There is one important caveat to this. It is always better to go to sleep earlier than later. More hours of sleep does not equate to more hours of quality sleep. If you're going to bed late at different times every night and waking up late in the morning, even if you're technically getting 10 hours of sleep every night, this is not healthy. I'd recommend choosing a bedtime before midnight. Now, moving on to step 2, it's using an alarm to force yourself to wake up at that time. Let's say I want to get up at 6:30 a.m. every day. I try to be in bed around 9:30 p.m., and as soon as my alarm goes off in the morning, I would get out of bed no matter how tired I feel. Do this for a couple weeks and your body will get used to waking up at that time. Now finally, step 3 is to stop using the alarm. This is an important step. Using an alarm might interrupt one of the deep sleep cycles, making you feel extremely tired. Since you've calibrated your body to wake up at 6:30 for a couple weeks, you'll automatically begin waking up at around that time without an alarm when your sleep cycle ends. This will allow you to wake up feeling completely energized and refreshed. Of course, you may wake up closer to 7 on some mornings and before 6:30 on others, so plan your wake-up window accordingly. And that's it. That's the 3-step process to resetting your sleep schedule. In summary, choose a sleep and wake-up time and try to stick to it as best as you can for the rest of your life. Then use an alarm and get up no matter how tired you feel. After a couple weeks or so, stop using the alarm and you'll automatically get up around the desired time, feeling completely awake. Of course, some days you won't be able to follow this due to outside circumstances, but setting this routine now will make it easier to fall back into it if it gets interrupted. If you enjoy my content and like me even a little bit, consider subscribing, and I promise you'll improve your life. You won't find content this practical anywhere else. As always, I'm Levi, and thank you for listening.